Now another Obama mega donor and supporter is under fire. Now first it was Bill Maher, now it's Spike Lee. The filmmaker retweeted what he thought was Trayvon Martin shooter's address to his 200,000 plus followers, except Lee didn't bother to check if the address really was that of George Zimmerman and erroneously blasted out, well, an elderly couple's location, prompting death threats and hate mail. Now he finally apologized, and we are learning tonight that Lee settled with the couple. Now according to their attorney, Lee agreed to compensate them for their loss and the disruption to their lives. Now, it's important to note that Spike Lee, like Bill Maher, is a big Obama supporter. Now, back in January, he held a fundraiser for the president at his house that netted him $1.6 million. Now, in light of the president's position and lectures on civil discourse, wouldn't returning the money that Spike Lee helped him to raise, well, wouldn't that be the right thing to do? No pun intended. Joining us now are Fox News contributors Tamara Holder and Deneen Borelli. Deneen is the author of the brand new book, Blacklash. Thanks for being with us. All right, here is, I'll go to Tamara. Tamara, there's been a bounty on the head of George Zimmerman. He has been talked about in Congress on the House floor that he, quote, executed somebody, that he hunted him down like a dog without anybody knowing all the facts, with the one eyewitness that the police interviewed on the night of the shooting saying that, in fact, it was Trayvon on top of George Zimmerman, pounding him, beating his head. He had lacerations, broken nose, confirmed by the police in spite of the way the media, portrayed this video. So my question to you is, what was Spike Lee's intention here? What could possibly be his intention if he thinks he's giving out George Zimmerman's address?
Well, I think it was a stupid decision. I don't know
what do you think his intention was. There was a bounty out on George Zimmerman's head by the Black Panther Party. What do you think the intention of Spike Lee was?
Spike Lee is not a violent person. I think his intention was for people to voice their opinion in front of the House.
Voice their opinion, to go to George Zimmerman's house when there's a bounty out on him by the new Black Panther Party, and he just was saying, just go to this address and voice your opinion. That was what
Sean,
Spike Lee...
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I think that it was a stupid decision. I said so. And I also think that wearing hoodies on the floor of Congress is also stupid. I think that the blacks are also making this more of a racial issue than it should be. We need to, in America, discuss white, black, Hispanic, whatever you want to call George Zimmerman. We need to discuss racial tension and violence and
no
shooting
evidence,
people.
Though,
you don't bring,
but there's no evidence that there's any
fight.
Racial antipathy. Maybe it'll show up later, and I keep telling everybody don't rush to judgment. Deneen, when you give the address of somebody, first of all, where's Eric Holder? There's a bounty on somebody's head. How about arresting the people that put a bounty on the guy's head?
Right. Well, what Spike Lee did was absolutely wrong. But look at the fact that we have President Obama. Now, I've written about this in Blacklash. We have a president who has frozen racial tension in our country instead of thawing racial tension. Based on what he said, his comments that Trayvon would look like him. What President Obama needs to do is reset the tone. He needs to come out and say that we are a nation of rules and laws and not a nation of
Eric
men.
Holder? How long has this bounty been out there? Where's our attorney general?
Well,
why aren't these guys arrested?
Yeah.
He's there,
with
Sean.
the new Black Panther Party in 2008. Where was he then when they were intimidating voters in Philadelphia? Well, there's a pattern here. You have that, you have the Cambridge police, and we have this issue.
They acted stupidly.
That's correct. And so what we need to do is hold these people accountable. What President Obama should do, now he came out today, he was criticizing the fossil fuel industry. He could very well come out and say, we need to stop this, we need to let the process
and members of Congress
forth.
Yeah. They're talking about, well, this is an execution. They're declaring this a murder. This is a hate crime. All of this without, why even have a trial at this point, considering members of Congress, lawmakers, don't believe in the rule of law or the presumption of innocence before proven guilty. He was hunted down like a dog, and yet we have an eyewitness that's saying that Trayvon is on top of him, beating Zimmerman.
Well, sadly, we have a monopoly of a communication effort in the black community. We have the liberal black establishment who has this echo chamber of the same message. And this is why I'm saying the direction needs to come from the top. President Obama needs to put a lid on this powder keg because things have the potential to escalate. It already has escalated to a certain extent.
Why
President
not?
Obama is not going to because
Why?
he has no cojones, because he had the opportunity to do so, and instead he had a little beer in the backyard. I voted for Obama, as I've said many times on your show.
He needs to step up and be a leader, Tamara.
Wait, let me finish. That's what I just said. He has had every opportunity to do so. The black community is just as upset with him as the white community. He has an opportunity. And Sean, you brought up Bill Maher. Well, President Obama, as I've said before, should have said, saying things about Sarah Palin, saying things about the left or the right or any woman that is hate language,
every time he has an opportunity to speak out against civility when it's a conservative, he does. Every time he'll take Bill Maher's money, he'll take Spike Lee's money, and you know what? I think it's time for the president. He needs his, to use the phrase, sister soldier moment, and another opportunity. Another window is closed, an opportunity blown, I think, for the president to bring the country together at a very important time by distancing himself from radical statements and radical comments by members of his own party and supporters of him and financial contributors.
Well, it's very concerning. Is he going to allow Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton to allow this to go on and continue what they're doing, or is he going to step up and be a leader?
We'll see. All right. Thanks for being with us. Coming up.